As
we actually appreciate President Trump going out there because the American people will get to see a tale of two presidents tonight. You will see Donald Trump doing what he always does, talking about himself, lobbying attacks. You will see Vice President Biden tonight talking about the American people.
USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I am very pleased with your product. I haven't been sick since I've been taking this, and I contribute a lot of my energy and my health to your product, and I just want to keep taking it. So you guys just keep making it, okay? I just thank God for your company.
Balance of Nature is now offering 35% off on any new preferred order. Go to balanceofnature.com today and use discount code USA.
While you have free time and you're sitting at home and you ponder what kind of gifts to buy for someone, PatriotDepot.com has you covered from puzzles, games, novelty items. If you're looking for some unique style items when it comes to the president, for more you can check out PatriotDepot.com. Call 844-377-8052. That's 844-377-8052 or PatriotDepot.com. Use promo code USA.
Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana tests positive for coronavirus and is quarantining. His office saying he's strictly following the direction of our medical experts and strongly encourage others to do the same. A Portland man was charged with assaulting a U.S. Marshal using a baseball bat during a riot at the city's federal courthouse last month. The man is accused of striking a federal officer in the upper back, neck, and shoulder area as officers attempted to break up a crowd in downtown Portland in the early hours of July 27th. A video went viral that showed Adam Hayner and his girlfriend being attacked in Portland late last week as well. Hayner explains the lead up to the assault.
Someone was down there that got a bag taken. I seen the bag taken right in front of me, and I'm just like, they were hitting the person, so I just tried to step in between it, just trying to get the crowd to spread a little bit. By the end of it, I'm wrecked and unconscious on the side of the road.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is testifying before the Senate on Friday and testifying in front of the House next week. DeJoy will be testifying about plans that were set in place to shake things up at the Postal Service ahead of the election day. After lots of public outcry, those plans were put on hold until after the election. House Minority Leader from California, Kevin McCarthy, tells Fox Business he can't believe now that Democrats are politicizing the post office.
Well, there's nothing the Democrats won't politicize. First the pandemic, now they're trying the mail offices. I mean, think about it. If you listen to the convention last night, they have no message for America. So they rely on misinformation and mailbox myths. You have now the postmaster who has actually run businesses successfully, made them efficient, and the Democrats are complaining about things that have happened during the Obama administration. So the postmaster literally said decisions that he did not make, he is making sure they're stopped between now and the election. There is more than enough money in the post office to run it throughout the election.
And finally, there's now an indefinite global party ban in place at Airbnb listings. The company says it applies to parties and events. The ban comes with an occupancy limit at all listings. Only 16 people will be allowed at an Airbnb location. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters Media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. We are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. This is an interactive program. You can check us out by calling 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. If you're shy and don't want to hear your voice on the radio, you can text us 775-237-2266 or drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box once I get that thing going. If I can do it today, couldn't do it yesterday. That was kind of weird, but Facebook is weird, so, you know. What can I say? It is my favorite day of the month. It is third Thursday, which means we are here with Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, nvadvancedpain.com. That's nvadvancedpain.com. Am I getting that right?
Yep, that's
Very
right.
good. I've got Nicole Mongelli, the Director of Marketing, on my right here. And across from me, I've got special guests Kelsey Tunney and Jamie Pribble. They are the okay, get it out here. The physical therapists over at Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, and we're going to be talking to them about how they can help you relieve some pain, gain some strength, and kind of rehab yourself after you've had an injury, and get your strength back. So, welcome to the set, guys. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're kind of filling in for Dr. P, who is over filming a commercial with our good friend Dee Gregory, who was our special guest last month with the Burst DR. Spinal
cord stimulator. Yeah.
So
yeah, he's doing great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We love having him.
Good. How was he feeling? Because he's recovering from some heart surgery.
Yeah, he seems great.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, he always seems great. So.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, he was on. They had him on some meds,
right?
Post recovery that were not making him feel so great. So they adjusted that. So hopefully he was doing better.
Well, you know how we feel about meds. We try to limit those all the time.
Absolutely. So, and let's talk about how physical therapy can help eliminate some meds too, and get you back on track with your physical strength and coordination and all those good things. So, Kelsey, Jamie, welcome. How long have you guys been with Dr. Patterson and Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists? Kelsey, we'll start with you.
I'm our newest PT. I started about a year and a half ago and actually opened up the clinic out in Sparks. So now we have PT out off Vista by Northern Nevada Hospital,
where I live, right across the street in DeAndrea. So very cool, very cool. Yeah, you guys are at the Northern Nevada Medical Center, right near the hospital, right in the building across from the hospital. So very convenient, very easy to get to. And so that is at 2385 East Prater Way in Suite 204. And the Reno Clinic is at 5578 Longley Lane. So that's also very easy to get to, not far off of Airway Drive there in Longley. So not far from where we are here at Reno Town Mall. So how did you get involved with physical therapy and body work, and what made you want to get into that, and tell me that whole, where were you educated, born, raised, and the whole nine yards?
So I was born and raised in Reno, and I grew up a softball player forever. I played for about 16, 17 years. And when I was a freshman in high school, I got into a car accident off of Mount Rose Highway. I was T-boned sitting there waiting to pull out, and I was in the back seat, so I got whiplash. And I had a low back injury from that, a little bit of a disc protrusion, which just means that the disc was coming out of the side. And a lot of actual muscle spasms was, I feel like, the biggest part of my problem. And what's cool now, knowing what I know, is that was probably more of the issue than the actual disc protrusion. And so I went to PT for about 2 years, and I did massage therapy. I was getting massages regularly for years and years and years, and I still get them regularly. And just that whole process and getting me back to being able to function normally and be able to get out of bed without pain and actually get back to activity. Now I started dancing and so that whole road just kind of showed me that I wanted to help people the same way that I was helped. So out of high school, I went to massage school at Milan Institute, and I was a massage therapist for 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 30. Yeah. So I got my license for massage when I was 19.
I was going to say.
Yeah. And then while I was practicing, I went to school at University of Nevada, Reno for my undergrad degree in community health sciences, and then ended up at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, which I'm not a Rebels fan, just have to throw that out there. Go Wolfpack for physical therapy school. And when I moved back to Reno, luckily Shauna Malo, our massage therapist, she was one of the therapists that treated me, and she said, you know, you really got to come work for this company. They're awesome. We really would love to have you on staff. And so I went and talked to Jamie, and here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that is really cool. I was going to say, gosh, you're so young. Massage therapy for 10 years. And that's really rare to begin with. It's, for somebody who started so young, not quite as much, but the average time a massage therapist lasts in the industry is 5 years. So that's really commendable, and you must have a true passion for it.
I do.
For
Thank
body
you.
work. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And I can tell I can just feel it radiating off you how much you love it, and I can imagine you're really, really great at it. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's so awesome, and that you've been with the practice for a year and a half, and that you're their newest is really cool too. So Jamie, tell us the same. We're about to go to a break real soon, so I'll on the other side of the break we'll come back and I'll have you give us your background and how long you've been with them, and your kind of educational and where you were born and raised in the whole 9 yards. But I was telling Kelsey before we came on air that I was a licensed massage therapist for 5 years. So
okay.
And boy, do I miss it. I got crippled out of it. And,
Yeah, it's definitely hard on the body.
Yeah. Well, I found out am very chronically ill, and we don't need to go into it. But we have got to go to our first break. We will be back for the second segment of today's Third Thursday with Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists and Nicole Mongelli, Kelsey Tunney, and Jamie Pribble after these messages. Come on back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
I know I need to pay attention to my health, but I just can't seem to find the time. Between rushing to work and taking care of the kids, there's not much time left over for me. So I decided to start small by eating more fruits and vegetables and being more active. And then I got the family to make some changes too. We started by keeping a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter, and I limit the amount of sweet snacks I keep in the house. I've also found some creative ways to add more vegetables to our meals. We're taking more walks, and on the weekends, we head down to the pool at the rec center. It doesn't happen every day, but it does happen. You don't have to change your entire life to be healthier. Just make some simple changes and include your family. You'll see how easy and fun it can be.
You can make a difference. Eat smart, play hard. And when you do, your kids will too. A challenge from USDA.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and it is Third Thursday with Nevada Advanced Pain Specialist, nvadvancedpain.com. nvadvancedpain.com is where you can get all the information, and you will want to go there and get information if you have any kind of pain, any kind of physical pain. They have what is called, Dr. Dennis Patterson runs the practice, and they work on what is called the biopsychosocial model. And that sounds real complicated. It is not. What it means is it is I call it the 360 kind of holistic treatment model of where Dr. Patterson, who is a surgeon and an MD, works with the whole person to determine how to best treat you to eliminate your pain. And it's, where a lot of doctors just want to churn out, as many patients as possible and just get to as many solutions as possible, which in many cases means, here's your script, go get your pain pills, see ya, see you in a month, bye. That is not what Dr. Patterson does. They have over 35 different treatment modalities that they offer, and several of them include body work, which is a personal favorite of mine, having been a licensed massage therapist for 5 years before I became crippled, which I loved. And whoops.
Sorry. Watch Party Gone Awry.
Yep. There you go. We have today as our special guests Kelsey Tunney and Jamie Pribble, who are the physical therapists on staff at Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. And we just heard from Kelsey, who told us her background. And I'd like to hear from you, Jamie. Where were you born and educated, and how did you end up with Dr. Patterson?
So I'm from Reno, Nevada as well. And I went to the University of Nevada, Reno for my undergrad. Kind of similar to Kelsey, it was not community health services sciences back then, but it was health ecology. Went there, and then I went to University of St. Augustine down in San Diego to get my doctorate in physical therapy. And then I came back to Reno because my husband was still here. So came back to him, and then I worked in physical therapy for 7 years, I guess, after that. Or 6 years, because I've been with Dennis now about 4 years, which is crazy. Time flies. Feels like just yesterday that I came on. And when I came on, it was just me. He had some other physical therapists before, but then something happened and there wasn't a physical therapy clinic. So I came in, and now we have Kelsey, and we have somebody else who might be coming on, and it's been good. So, yeah.
That's great. And, that just shows that, the growth, being able to, that you're going to have another physical therapist, and, again, the growth of, that model that I was talking about, and that the need for this kind of rehab is out there and that it's effective. And so what kind of treatments do you guys offer? Like, what does physical therapy entail and why? What is the need? What is physical therapy?
So we definitely take a more hands-on manual approach.
No pun intended.
A lot more body work. So first of all, so many people that come in with chronic pain, it's not just one issue. So they're not coming in for a sprained ankle. They're not coming in for, a sprained MCL. It's, they might have knee pain, but if they have knee pain, they usually have back pain. They usually have headaches. It's usually the whole body, the whole person. And even if it was just the knee, we're still going to look at them as a whole person, because 9 times out of 10, it's not the knee, unless they had an injury. So it's very different dealing with chronic pain or just insidious pain than an athletic injury. Because an athletic injury, you're running, you twist your knee, you have a torn meniscus. We know what that is. We know where it came from. But if you are a runner, or even just a non-athlete, just somebody who's working, and your knee starts to hurt and you can't figure out why, we want to try to figure out, well, where is it coming from? Maybe the ankle is not moving very well, and so you can't actually bend through that ankle, and then you have to adapt through the knee. Or maybe your hips are not stable, or they're too stable. You have a hip locked up and it's not moving very well, and so you're going to utilize the opposite side. And so if the knee tends to be a little hypermobile, then you're going to utilize that knee. Types of things like that. So we're going to try to look at the person overall, try to identify where it's coming from, work on that body part. So do joint mobilizations, myofascial release, strain counter strain, all those types of things to get you moving properly, release the tissues so that those exercises that maybe were painful before, you can now do those exercises.
And do you, either of you, specialize in a certain type of physical therapy, or do you do it all, or is there a type of specialization, or?
Yeah, I would say mine's definitely like a blend of multiple things. It's kind of the osteopathic approach. So we definitely both use a lot of muscle energy technique, joint mobilization, strain counter strain, myofascial release, those types. Anything else that you use?
Jamie's done craniosacral therapy. I was just certified in a performance specialization, and I'm also interested in getting certified in craniosacral therapy as well. So like Jamie said, we really just try to use all of the tools in our toolbox to get you moving and feeling better. I'm pretty sure both of us know what pain is like, and so we want to help people not be there. And one of the things that I've been told from our clinic is, a lot of times people go to physical therapy and they expect to just go and do all these exercises. And we do incorporate exercise, but we incorporate exercise that's going to help facilitate what we're working on manually. So we actually feel what's going on in the body, and then we give you exercises to help us treat you. Which I think is really neat. It's not just here, do a bicep curl, or here, do this exercise. It's very specific for what we see in your body. And my personal feeling on that is that exercise should not hurt you. And so if you're doing an exercise in my clinic that's painful, we have to figure out why. Is it painful because you're pushing yourself too hard? Can we ease that off and then have you perform that in a non-painful range? Or does that exercise hurt because it's something that's going on, a restriction in your body that we now need to go and address? So,
right. One of the really common feedback that I get from, I get feedback from a bunch of our patients throughout the clinic, and a lot of what I hear is that they do PT and they feel amazing and that it doesn't hurt. And that's really, really, I think, exciting to hear that people are doing PT. And because at first you kind of don't want to. You just want someone to just make it feel better. You don't want to work for it, and you don't want it to hurt worse. And I think people do think that it's going to hurt worse to really try to work out or, get some sort of exercise on something that hurts. And everyone's just astounded how it doesn't. So so that's really exciting.
And how it actually helps, and when building up the strength around that pain,
right,
and you're like, oh wow, how about that? Yeah, no, that's really true. And Dr. Patterson dropped us a line and says, Jamie and Kelsey are the best. NAPS is fortunate to have them. Sorry I couldn't make it there tonight. We love you, Dr. Patterson, and we understand that you're busy and filming that commercial, so we miss you, but thanks for chiming in. And John Colonzo says NAPS has the best pain management in town. So we're getting some comments from listeners here. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and chiming in. We've got Jim Goddard checking in, and Victoria Chung and Eddie Floyd. So thanks everybody. And how did you get into physical therapy, Jamie?
I didn't really have like a direct path, I guess. So very similar. I was an athlete in high school. I played soccer and softball. And when I was about 16, I got terrible bilateral knee pain. And I couldn't play anymore. And so I got sent to physical therapy. And there wasn't very much manual. And it was kind of your typical clinic. Come in, do exercises, see the therapist for maybe 5 minutes, and go on your merry way. And so I didn't get better because the exercises they gave me, I was already doing. I mean, I was an athlete. I worked out. I did weight training. I was really strong. I was really fit. So to me, I had actually a very bad experience with physical therapy. And so when I graduated high school and went into college, you take all of those tests that say, what do you want to be? And it came out every single time that I wanted to be a physical therapist or a hairstylist.
Well, we're glad you went with the former.
Thanks. So when I got into college, I thought, no, I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to try business. And so I was just taking some prereqs, and the first business class I took was macroeconomics, which was a nightmare.
God.
Yes.
Wasn't that the worst?
This is hilarious.
So
I
awful.
had the exact same. I was started as business, took economics, and was like, never mind.
The only reason I
not
don't
doing
have a degree is because I was so lousy and I managed to squeak my way through both macro and microeconomics barely, but I wouldn't take accounting.
Yeah.
And nope. That's it.
Yeah, numbers aren't totally my game.
No. Nope. Ugh. Yeah.
And since I've talked to so many people, like, oh, you cannot judge the business degree off macroeconomics. Well, apparently I did back then. So.
Yeah, I mean, 18, 19 years old, you're like, you're kidding me, right? Yeah, I'm not going to go work for the Fed. Why do I need this? We've got to go to another break. We'll be back for the second half of today's Rush Hour after these messages. Come on back.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, you want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban
or rural. You must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines, electric, communication cables, and water and sewer lines. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
The nonprofit Reno Sparks Assistance League Thrift Shop is the main source of funding for 12 philanthropic programs. Staffed and managed by all member volunteers, they are proud of their reputation as one of the best and friendliest thrift shops in the Reno Sparks area. Their members work hard to make sure the merchandise is always of good quality, clean, and priced fairly. Come see for yourself at 1701 Vassar Street in Reno, open 10 to 4, Monday through Saturday.
This overload. Shannon Lawson here. Join us for the Nevada Radio Roundup, Fridays at 2 p.m. A good news variety show all about the local scene. The Nevada Roundup, Friday at 2.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush. And as I said at the top of the show, we are a production of America Matters Media. And this is an interactive program. So we would love to hear your questions or comments. Give us a call toll free from anywhere in the world, and we'll pick up the tab, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Or you can text us, 775-237-2266, or drop us a line on the Facebook watch party. It is at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour, or if you go to my Facebook page, Kelly Rush, I believe am I Reno Kelly Rush? I think so. I don't know. I don't go to Facebook very often. Yeah, Reno Kelly Rush, facebook.com/Reno Kelly Rush. It is also live there, so you can go there as well. And we will answer any questions or comments you may have. So, you can do that. I've got special guests Kelsey Tunney and Jamie Pribble of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, nvadvancedpain.com. nvadvancedpain.com is the website, and they are the physical therapists over there. So if you have had any kind of injury, surgery, atrophy, you've been in a cast that is being removed, and you need to re-strengthen that muscle. Physical therapy has been ordered by your doctor. This is your go-to right here. And physical therapy is indicated for a great many things, and you may not think that. You may think it's going to hurt. You may think it's not going to help or whatever. You would be surprised. And what are your recommendations, ladies? Let's say post-surgical versus post-broken bone recovery. What is the difference in in physical therapy for those two types of recoveries? And you take who knows which better?
Well, I think in general they're kind of treated the same and then kind of treated differently at the same. It depends. So if you have a broken bone and they're trying to treat it with conservative care, obviously we need to calm down that area because it's going to be freaking out. So you want to calm down the muscles and calm down the brain and the signals going to the brain saying pain, 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 pain. And so we use manual techniques to do that. And then we also use, and it's the same with post-op, right? You get a new knee or you get a rotator cuff repair. That area is just inflamed and angry, and movement hurts. So we use the manual techniques to calm it down, and then we actually will help move that area for you. So we reintroduce normal pain-free motion into the body, into the brain, so that it knows that, hey, look, I can move and I don't have to hurt. And then we strengthen. And so, I mean, it really is, there are differences for each. I don't want to bore you with the differences, but they're very similar as well. You just have to kind of take it in as it comes. Every person is going to heal differently depending on, I mean,
Well,
you could
of
have
course.
4 total knees or 4 rotator cuff repairs, and they're all going to be a little
Oh, of
bit
course, and
different.
that'll be a different difference because of age and
Right.
comorbidities and
just tissue.
Of course,
Yeah.
certainly. But I mean, I was just thinking basically technique.
Right.
Now I'll ask you, Jamie. What about for a non-injury situation, but for something like what I have, ankylosing spondylitis, say?
Mhm.
And that's just there.
So it's kind of similar. I mean, so for like an injury, say it was like an acute injury, chances are it's going to get better a little bit faster. So basically, the faster that you come in for therapy, the faster you could get better. So someone strains their back and they get in right away, we can probably calm down that inflammation. We can treat why it got flared up, calm it down, strengthen them, and move them on their merry way. Versus someone who comes in and they've had it for 30 years and they haven't really done anything about it. Well, that's going to be a little bit harder to treat. Same thing with ankylosing spondylitis.
Like chronic.
Yeah,
situation.
chronic. But the thing is, we can still do the same things. So the goal is we go in and we see what's moving, we see what's not moving. We try to maintain as much mobility as possible. So I've treated a lot of people with ankylosing spondylitis, and basically what we just try to do is try to maintain the mobility that you have and try to slow down that progression of that disease.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, exactly. So, try to keep the joints moving, try to just basically, if you're going to be deteriorating quickly, if you're doing physical therapy, you're not going to deteriorate as quickly.
Sure. Those fusions can't happen as, those
Yeah,
bones can't.
exactly. And then you're educated on how to move properly. And I mean, a lot of physical therapy is education as well. Being taught about the disease and how it works. And a lot of people that I talk to, there's a lot of great doctors out there, but just they do get busy. And unfortunately with insurance, we can only spend so much time with each patient. In physical therapy, we tend to spend a little bit more time with them because we can. And so we can explain to them what's going on. So for example, I had a patient come in the other day that had seen a lot of doctors for some shoulder pain, and he was just, basically he didn't understand a lot about it and why he had the pain. He'd been offered procedures and he'd been told that he has arthritis, but no one had actually spent the time to sit down and show him the model and show him what a shoulder joint is and how it works the way that it does. And I'd explained that to him, and I mean, he honestly said his pain was decreased by 80% just because he had been educated
from knowing
what's
the
going
deal
on.
was. Absolutely. And that is such a key, I'm constantly amazed by people that are like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to get those genetic tests and find out, that I have the breast cancer gene or this or that or the other. What do you mean? I can't imagine not wanting to know, or, Alzheimer's runs in my family. I don't want to know that, whether I'm susceptible to it or not. Why not? Because there's all kinds of stuff you can do preventatively now to what?
And
I feel like that opens Pandora's box,
Yeah,
though.
it really
I could
does.
talk about that for hours,
I
just
bet.
because it does kind of get into if some people are prone to suggestion, and once that gets implemented into your brain is that kind of manifesting itself. So, but that's a whole nother, I feel like.
Well, and okay. I mean, I understand what you're saying too, but it's still.
But if there's something you can do about it.
Well, that's exactly it.
And take those steps, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or at least give it a shot, If PT doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, but at least you say, I tried. And the other thing I find a lot with people is they've gone to specialist after specialist and they've heard 18 different stories about what's going on with their pain. And that's got to be really fearful. It makes you very fearful of, well, I don't understand why I'm having this pain. Nobody's understanding why I have this pain. And so if you're working with me and Jamie and you're seeing us throughout multiple weeks and we're working on your body and we're finding answers to those questions, a lot of times, just like with the education, it just turns off that signal that says like, oh no, something's going wrong in my body and I don't know what. And now you have a reason. Now you know that I can address this issue because I know what's happening, or I at least know a piece of the puzzle. Chronic pain is difficult. There's a lot of aspects that go into it. But any little tidbit to calm down a piece of that starts that progression too. It starts that snowball. Instead of, my ankle hurts and now my back hurts and now my neck hurts and now everything snowballs that way, we kind of try to take that and like reverse that snowball. So we give you a little bit of relief in one area, which starts to relieve other areas. And like Jamie mentioned before, we treat the body as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we'll start treating a back and a shoulder pain will get better, or a neck pain will get better, or that ankle pain that you've had forever and don't know why starts to get better, because your body is one full working unit, right? It works perfectly when it's working together.
Well, and I like to tell people too, with physical therapy, is that the good thing about physical therapy is it's never going to make you worse.
Right.
I mean, now, if say you went to an unskilled therapist that got in too fast, too hard, can that flare you up? Yes. Sure. Is it going to make you worse? I mean, is it really going to truly give you an injury? No. Unless, I would say that the only time that a therapist could really do an injury is if they do manipulation, which is like a high velocity thrust. And so, I'll do that, but only when I know the person and I know their tissues. I'm never going to do that on visit one with anyone, but that's my treatment style. There are some other people that do, and that's fine. Maybe they're very skilled at that. That's not something that I'm super skilled at, so I'm only going to do it in safe areas.
Sure.
But for the most part, okay, if you go to physical therapy and somebody gives you too difficult exercises and it was too much for you, it can send you into a flare, but that flare can calm down.
Right. Oh, of course. Oh, wait, sure.
Versus going somewhere and having maybe an unnecessary surgery that you can't take back.
Absolutely. That's right.
We're always going to push conservative first.
Sure. Well, we've got to go to a break. We'll be back for the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Kelsey Tunney, and Jamie Pribble after these messages. Come on back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet. suggesting the right arch support and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by a Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of Happy Feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I've got Kelsey Tunney and Jamie Pribble of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists with us today. Nevada Advanced Pain it's Dr. Dennis Patterson runs the practice, and he is unfortunately not able to be with us today because he is filming a commercial with our good friend Dee Gregory. And he says today's show is awesome. Thanks, Kelly, for being a great host. Oh, thanks, Dr. Patterson, for being a great doctor and having such great staff. And they are Jamie and Kelsey are the physical therapists on Dr. Patterson's staff. NVAdvancedPain.com is the website. NVAdvancedPain.com, and they have two locations, 5578 Longley Lane here in Reno and 2385 East Prater Way, Suite 204. That is at Northern Nevada Medical Center, and is the easiest way to tell you where that is. Super easy to get to, right off of Prater and Vista, right by the hospital there. I'm telling you, place to go if you have any kind of pain. These are the folks to see, and Dr. Patterson is so innovative. Actually, as a matter of fact, Dr. Patterson is so innovative, companies like Abbott utilize him to research their equipment like the Burst DR and do studies and things like that to improve their products. So, really, it's a revolutionary practice. They use the biopsychosocial model, which is what I call the 360 holistic view of treating the patient, so that the first thing is not to throw drugs at them, and it's to really get to the root of the pain and solve the problem, not just mask it, which is really what drugs do. And that's not to say that pharmaceuticals aren't part of the solution if that's what's indicated, but it is not the go-to, the first thing that is looked at. It's really getting to the root of the problem and eliminating it, not just trying to cover it up. And physical therapy is a large part of that body work. Physical therapy, they have massage therapists and other orthopedic options as well. So Kelsey and Jamie are the physical therapists on staff. And what all types of injuries, what are some of the worst injuries you guys have treated? Have you seen some pretty severe stuff?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I don't know, the worst. There's a lot. I think for me, the worst ones are the truly chronic ones that no matter what we do, it's never going to go away.
Sure.
But at least what we can do is we can help alleviate some of the pain.
Sure.
We can help educate. We can help, educate how to modify the things that you're doing. Think of things in a different direction. Like, okay, I can't run anymore. Okay, well, what about biking? What about swimming? Like, there's other things that we can try to guide. But it's hard, we work with these patients, and I know, at least for me, I've been seeing some of my patients for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
I call them my lifers, and they're my friends. I see them more often than I see my friends. So I've become very, very close to a lot of my patients. And so when they're hurting, I'm hurting. And I try not to get too involved all the time because it can be an emotional roller coaster. But when you care about a person and you feel responsible of trying to get them better, but in reality, there's just certain things that just can't be fixed.
Sure.
So for me, those are the worst. Not necessarily like if it's a really bad injury, like they got hurt really bad and they heal and they get better. I've seen some nasty stuff, but for me, it's that emotional connection, I think.
Oh, sure. But what are some of the worst injuries you've seen? That's what I like. What are some of the worst cases?
I've seen traumatic brain injury. I've seen amputations. I've seen broken backs.
I've seen broken, everything. People have gotten, slammed by an elevator. I saw that as chronic pain. So this was someone who hadn't been treated right away, and then we get to go in and try to explain to them that, everything Jamie just said. Imagine going through that as a patient, having this traumatic thing happen a long time ago, and then now, multiple years later, you're addressing it. It's very difficult. I will say, though, with what Jamie was saying, the most difficult, yes, chronic pain, but also the chronic pain that is in the mindset of, you can't help me. You can't do anything for me.
Right.
Because it's such a mental game. If you are willing, open-mindedly, to go in and give it a shot, give it everything you have, go home, do your stretches, do your exercises, do the things we recommend, try swimming over running. Those are the type of people that really are going to succeed at PT. So we really try to influence people to give it their best foot forward, to really stay open-minded, because if you're closed-minded, that's just the name of the game.
Yeah, and how do you guys work with that? Because depression is such a big part of physical pain, especially chronic pain. On top of that too, and
So first off, that's why we have a mental health therapist on staff. But also, just on the physical therapy side, I tell people that I'm more than one type of therapist, because, like I said, I'll see patients twice a week for a long time, and so while I'm working on them, we're having a conversation, and so a lot of times personal things come out, and their feelings and their emotions and all of that comes out, and so we kind of talk through that as well. But there's a lot of research that shows with chronic pain that, sometimes I've had people come in really frustrated because they talk to a doctor and the doctor says, well, I don't know what the doctor says, but what patient hears is it's all in your head. And I try to communicate.
The pain is all in their head.
Yes. So I've had patients tell me that. And so I don't know, like I said, it's kind of perspective. So here's the thing, is I try to calm them down and say, I don't know exactly what the words were that physician told you, but listen, chronic pain, there's research that shows a lot of it's in the brain.
Right.
So different people respond to pain differently. So you can have someone that just rolls their ankle and then it kind of works their way up the body, or they just have a different pain response and they end up in chronic pain. And then I've seen other people who've flown off a motorcycle, and I'm surprised they survived, and they're fine.
Right.
They're fine 10 years later. So why that is, we don't know yet. But I feel like the nervous system is probably one of the least discovered so far. We don't really understand pain so much of why one person gets it and why the other one doesn't. But we know it has something to do with the pathways, and it does have to do with the brain.
Right.
So
definitely.
I think sometimes it can get miscommunicated that, you know, someone's trying to explain that, and when you are in chronic pain,
the doctor may have been talking about receptors.
Yes, and so you're hearing like, oh, the doctor said it's all in my head. And, okay,
but this pain is real. It hurts.
Yeah,
right.
So I try. Well, kind of, it is in your head, but we're talking about your brain.
Right.
So
he didn't mean mental.
Yeah, we're not saying you're making it up. It's just that.
Yeah, chemically.
Yeah, how it's perceived by people is different, and it's very complicated.
It is. It really is. And I think we're learning, you know, the more we learn about, especially, and I think this opioid crisis has brought, I think, to the forefront a lot more interest and focus on kind of how it really does work and how this whole chronic pain thing, you know, because so much, you know, so many chronic pain patients are on opioids, it has really made it start to get looked at, you know, and there needs to be some study, and then also too with you know, medical cannabis coming, you know, so much of that now coming in, you know, cannabinoid system and all that. Yeah. Also, I think that a lot of study now needs to really be done on what the whole deal is.
Well, and luckily there's those options now, and so that we can do studies on them. Before, when it was illegal, we couldn't really study it, so it's still
they're
very
starting
new.
to allow it to be studied more now federally, and they just, you know, still stupid old curmudgeons up there just need to realize, you know, that look, it's, you know, like any other substance, we need to know what's going on with it, especially if you're going to
I mean, I do have to say
that
I can't tell you how many people tell me it really works for them.
Especially with arthritis. I get that all the time with arthritis.
Absolutely.
The CBD creams. And
absolutely. I mean,
it really seems to help with the inflammation.
Yeah. So, you know, but you know, we're getting there. The point is, regardless of how slowly, we are making progress and we're getting there. And thanks to skilled folks like you, you know, we're getting there faster. And thank you. Thank you very much, Kelsey Tunney and Jamie Pribble, physical therapists extraordinaire at Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, nvadvancedpain.com. nvadvancedpain.com is how you can get the information to reach either of these great ladies and make an appointment and get your pain taken care of the right way. So I really appreciate it, and we will be back next month for Third Thursday with Dr. Dennis Patterson and his terrific staff. Thank you guys so very much. Everybody have a great weekend. I will see you.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter.